Hello beautifuls, this is Aromie here and welcome back to Seduce Me 2. Just got off work. I'm super tired, but I realized I didn't pre-record Seduce Me. So, recording it right now. You're wrong. I don't know what she's wrong about, but alright. I was tired of this angel trying to get in between me and James. Enough was enough. I stepped forward, trying desperately to find more energy within me to fight alongside James, but spoke out regardless. You don't know anything about love.
I know more than you ever will, human. I have lived for eons serving heaven, and have watched your kind rant and rave all about love and its existence.
Diana lifted her hand to her chest, grasping her over where her heart was, and almost laughed at me and my words.
You humans use love for the most meaningless of things. I love him, I love her, I love this, I love that. You claim love to be a powerful emotion, yet you can't even give it the power it supposedly deserves, as you use it for everything. I've watched that word fall on deaf ears. I've seen lives destroyed, despite love guiding them forward. The mere word has become a throwaway amalgam of letters, used to express minor joy for things that will decay and die in the end.
Wow. Okay. Doesn't matter what you think, love is stronger than you think. Love is stronger than you think. I knew deep down, that the emotion of love was stronger than this angel could have ever imagined. This wasn't something you could debate against when I had experienced it firsthand with the man it was trying to take away. Diana laughed and shook her head, guffawing, what? At my exclamation before stretching her arms out to the side.
Love is weak! I have claimed the body of a succubus who is full of true love, and not even her love could stop me!
I stared wide-eyed at Diana. I knew that she truly loved Settle, but the angel was able to take hold of her somehow. Something was off. I shook my head and glared once more at Diana, bearing my gaze into her eyes at the angel who's controlling her movements. You controlling her has nothing to do with love. You're taking advantage of her being weak from the fight with the demon lord. Finally, Diana's face melted into a glare as she bared her teeth at me and growled.
You know nothing! Less than nothing! Filthy, unclean human! You open your mouth and spout nonsense and forget your place in the universe!
Unclean? Excuse me? Diana's saber began to glow an unfriendly white color as Diana's hand began holding it. Was Diana fighting back, or was the angel's anger shaking her limbs with rage? I wasn't able to tell.
I will erase you!
Okay, 1v1 me. A hard flap of Diana's wing made Diana fly forward towards me, sword held high to rip me in two. However, her blade was met with James as he rushed up and guarded me.
You!
James pressed back against Diana's saber, his body glowing a dark gold color in response to her ever-growing aura.
Your battle is with me, Angel. I will not let you touch her!
With a heavy snarl, Diana pressed herself against the deadlock, leaning towards James and practically frothing at the mouth.
I will make you yield!
Unaffected by her scream, James summoned a burst of yellow energy forward, knocking Diana back towards the throne. Diana flipped back and floated in the air gracefully, shaking her head before sneering at James. The demons sprang at each other once more, slamming their swords together in hopes to push the other away or strike their opponent down. Purple and gold clashed through the room, the speed of their duel growing exponentially with each hit and parade. Watching Diana, however, I could tell that the exhaustion was hitting her hard physically. Her hits, I can't talk, her hits become wild and thrown by adrenaline instead of with purpose and intent to kill. The angel wouldn't be able to hold on for long. James was putting up a good fight despite this, easily blocking and dodging her attacks before pummeling a barrage of his own, laced with gold energy that burst between their swords at each hit. As soon as an opening became available once again, James gripped onto Diana's wrist and twisted it back, making her release her saber with a painful scream and causing him to drop his own sword.
Enough of this!
Using the momentum of his attack, James spun Diana around so her arm was almost dislocated behind her and slammed his feet into the back of her knees, causing her to buckle forward and land with two painful thuds. James, however, pushed Diana farther down and slammed her body onto the ground, trapping her arm against her back with a foot and gripping onto Diana's large wings with both hands. I gasped. He wasn't going to rip them off of her, right? With a concentrated glare on the back of Diana's head, his fist tightened around Diana's feathery wings and suddenly sent a wave of golden flames through them. The fire stopped at Diana's back, only consuming the wings of golden red flame. That almost hurt. Diana's scream echoed through the room, bouncing off the floor and walls in a frenzy as she could do nothing but feel the flames engulfed her wings. The feathers that painted over them began to burn and dissolve to ash, falling around her. Soon enough, the pain became unbearable, enough to force Diana to make her wings vanish back into her skin, where 2 large burn marks signed themselves.
I'm sorry.
Not giving Diana a single ounce of mercy, James dug his foot beneath her body and flipped her over, causing her back to arch in pain. From the impact of her burns on the marble, smoke snaked out from her back as she gasped loudly. As Diana opened her mouth and let out her breath, James quickly grasped onto her neck, squeezing tightly and causing the succubus beneath him to choke. What? Hello, James. I'm sure he's doing this to push the angel out. Neither demon would hear me as Diana grabbed onto James' wrist and began to claw at them, desperate to make him let go of her. Her eyes began to flicker from gold to their original clear white and red colors as Diana could do nothing but spasm from lack of air. I don't know if this is part of it. Don't stop him, because I believe he's doing this to get the angel out of her. I wasn't sure if stopping him would stop the angel. If James did let go of Diana, what if the angel took control and attempted to choke him instead? It was a complicated situation, but it had to be done to stop the angel from using Diana. As James tightened his grip, Diana arched back, a spray of frothy saliva and blood erupting from her mouth towards the far wall. Her body continued to quake and spasm for the lack of air, and her face slowly began to turn blue. Diana's eyes slowly rolled into the back of her head, finally fading from gold to white as she dug her nails into James' wrist, trying one last time to make him release his grip on her. James would not budge. As Diana's body finally went limp and settled onto the marble, a large white aura of smoke whisked out of her chest and shot itself in settling on the steps and slowly growing taller in place. The white smoke finally formed into a familiar cloaked being who was arched forward with its fading hands tensed out beside him. Something about the angel, however, seemed different than before, as if he had somehow gained energy from being within Diana.
You filthy cur! You continue to try and defy your destiny when it is useless!
James stood and glared hard at the angel, forming his sword once again in his hand and pointing it towards his new opponent. His body began to glow and the room began to brighten at his golden aura.
I have no such destiny to remain in this world. My life is bound to the one I love, not to an empty chair gained through blood.
You will have no choice in the matter!
Like 2 bullets, James and the angel rushed at each other and collided with James' sword against the angel's bare hand. I expected James' blade to tear through the angel's flesh, but it still pressed against the angel's hand like it was grazing stone. The angel gripped the James' blade and slowly began to crush it beneath his hands, causing the magic surrounding it to falter and fade. James and I stared wide-eyed at the angel as the angel was able to rip the broken piece of the sword off and toss it to the side like it was plastic. Determined still, James shot his energy through his sword and reformed the blade, going once again for another attack, only to be blocked by the angel's forearms. Upon impact, the steel of the blade shattered like glass, falling to the ground.
I am no mere servant of heaven, demon. I am the keeper of destiny, the scribe of fate. You cannot defeat me no matter what spells you conjure.
Upon his final words, the angel pressed his hands forward and slammed them against James' chest, forcing him to fly back and slam into the far wall. James, what's going on? I instantly began to rush towards him, but found myself being lifted off of the ground by the back of my neck and pulled away from James towards the angel. Oh,
No!
I grabbed at the back of my neck, feeling the angel's hand gripped it tightly and keep my body afloat somehow. His hand felt indeed like stone and concrete, grazing against my skin roughly and almost tearing at the flesh as I struggled. Let me go, bro!
I should have forced you to choose from the beginning, demon. This human will not see reason to let you go, but I know that you will see reason in the offer I will graciously give you now.
The angel held my body out, dangling me in the air like a doll as they flailed and clawed at the angel's arms. My nails merely scratched against the stone skin as I felt my energy slowly deplete even further than it was in my spirit.
Accept your fate, demon, and I will bring her back to the human world unharmed. Refuse, and I will release her to the gates of hell for the devil spawn to ravish.
As I spoke of James' potential refusal, a large wave of heat burst out beneath my feet, causing me to look down and scream at the sight on the ground. Beneath Beneath my body was a large open circle with red flames flaring out of it. Between the flames, I could barely make out the sight of hundreds of hands reaching up to try and stretch themselves through the hole above them and towards me. Each hand burned in red sent waves of remembrance down my body as an image of Malix appeared in my head. My fear only spurred me to flail harder in the hold I was in, and carrying the friction his hand was causing my skin. I could feel blood gather and dribble from the back of my neck, flesh tearing open from my attempts. James stared up at me, quaking from the fear of the situation. We were far away from him and where he could reach me, even if he sprinted as I dropped. I was left to James' decision. However, something in James' eyes changed. A dark gold painted over his eyes as his body began to float in the air.
Let her go!
As you wish!
Shit. I gasped, managed to rush into my body as the angel's hand on my neck vanished without a trace. My body began to fall into the open pit below me, a wave of intense heat reaming at my legs before I felt a strong pair of arms wrap around me and pull me forward. I looked up to see James gripping me tightly, flying back away from the angel with me encased in his tight hold. As we reached the doorway of the main hall, James landed and set me down, keeping this intense glare on the angel by the mirror. As the angel made their way towards us, I could feel the air become colder when we reached that.
You cannot smite me, demon. It is useless to try.
If I cannot kill you, then I will send you to a place you can never escape from.
Oh, sorry. James determined to end this, forming a large wall between himself and the angel, pushing me back. The angel, unimpressed, tapped the wall over and over in an attempt to dispel it, but found it to be impenetrable.
What? How?
James no longer listened as he continued forward, forcing the angel back to balance his feet over the edge of the hell pit. However, despite each rough push James gave him, the angel continued to balance himself. With a burst of white light, the angel completely dissolved the magic wall, jutting upwards and floating high in the air, tense and growling. James, however, wouldn't let him hang around for long. Bursting with energy, James pounced off of the ground and flew into the air at the angel. As he flew, James formed his sword, clashing against the angel's body. The blade didn't break, but simply pounded against the cloak the angel wore like he was hitting armor. The angel became frazzled as he began to defend himself against a new enraged power of James. It was not giving him an ounce of mercy in his attacks. It was almost dizzying to see James fly around the target, shooting shots at him at ridiculous speed. Each hit resulted with a loud clang of steel against stone that bounced around the room in an endless but random cycle. Watching James encircle the angel attacks was like watching gold fireworks going off against the moon. Suddenly, James kicked the angel back, causing them to separate, and the angel to almost flip back and recoil. The incubus didn't falter as he gathered energy into his blade, making a claim on an almost ethereal and godlike blood. As the angel regained his upward position, he froze in the air at what he had seen.
No!
It's over!
With a large shout, James shot himself forward and impaled his sword into the angel's body, successfully ramming it through his body and skewering the angel. Gold lightning wrapped around the angel and James' blade, causing the wings on his back to burn away into bones, then to ash. The angel's hands slowly began to darken into an ashy black color from the electrocution. James ripped his blade out from his victim, leaving him to float in the air for a moment, frozen from the pain. As the angel began to fall, he let out a deathly scream before falling into the hell pit below. I like how the music just stopped. The angel's body vanished into the hell pit before a large burst of red and orange flame burst from its opening. The chaotic screams of the devil erupted from the pit as the flames began to die out and vanish. Soon enough, the pit slowly closed itself, having been fed a proper body to seal it away. I collapsed onto my knees, feeling the drain of the entire situation hit me like a ferocious wave. It was over. It was over at last, but for how long? The situation became a chaotic mess. James forced the angel of fate into a pit of hell. Did this mean that James was free? What about the angel? Too many questions rang in my head, but stopped as James landed beside me and knelt down to me, lifting my chin and making me look up at him. He looked worn out, panting for air from the experience, but still had a kind smile. It was so satisfying feeling James with me. I had barely noticed a black scar on his chest vanish from his skin as I became lost in his eyes in relief.
It's over now.
I'm tired too, reading all that. I could only nod, feeling the slow growth of elation trickle into my chest as I looked up at James. He was alive, we were still together, and the angel was gone. If it wasn't over, I was sure that the other angels would have come at us. And this is where we're gonna stop. I really thought we can wrap it up this week, but apparently not. So maybe next week's episode we will wrap it up, and then I can tell you guys my feels on this game. I honestly feel like James has the best story. Like, his story is the best. Damien's was total crap, which I'm so sad about, because I fell in love with his voice, which attracted me to Damien. But I feel like Damien's route, it was just too much about other couples and not us, which sucks. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.